The new year is here and it's time for a new you. Does that sound cliche? Because it is. Look, losing weight is not easy, and I'm really tired of people treating it like a switch you can turn on and off. Especially with so much terrible advice floating around out there. I've lost 40 pounds over the last 6 months, and I've been doing a really good job of keeping it off. And as someone who's spent probably more than half their life trying to lose weight, I finally put together some good tips and tricks to really help get you started. So these are my 8 guidelines on how to start losing weight. Hi, my name is Lisa. I'm a speech language pathologist, adventurer, aspiring writer, avid goal setter, and goal king. And I'm here to help you learn how to set and accomplish your goals. So if you'd like to learn how to be successful and learn how to accomplish your goals, or you'd simply like to see how I get along accomplishing my own goals, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and comment down below. Public service announcement. We have finally left the beginning cringe phase of content creation and are moving into the amateur phase of cringe content creation. The hardest part of losing weight is getting started. And a lot of people start diets based on really bad advice. And it's really no wonder that they all relapse, quit, and regain the weight. And honestly, this bad advice comes from everywhere. It comes from the medical community who are using outdated research. It comes from fitness YouTubers who just throw their own weight around, then they just have never been significantly overweight. At least most of them haven't. So they don't actually know what it's like to lose all this weight they're telling you to lose. In the meantime, you have to deal with the fat acceptance community calling you fat phobic because you want to lose weight. And the anti-fat acceptance community doesn't help either. They'll just tell you to stop being fat and offer no pathway forward. Yeah, they might be like, oh, you need to cut calories, calories in, calories out, go keto, whatever. Shit doesn't work unless you do it right. So how is my advice different than all the other advice out there? All this other advice that I'm calling terrible? Well, I actually am a morbidly obese person successfully losing weight. This gives me a completely different perspective than a lot of fitness advocates who have never been in that position. I know what fitness is safe for a larger body. I know what foods help balance my hormones and help me stay on track. And I also need you to know that there is nothing wrong with wanting to lose weight. And this also includes wanting to lose weight to be healthy because, as I've stated on this channel, I don't believe in healthy at any size. Yes, you deserve respect if you're somebody with a larger body, but we can, I think, all agree reasonably that if you have a larger body, you are more predisposed to not being healthy. But I'm also not going to shame you into compliance. I don't think fat shaming works. I think you need to lift people up to help them live their lives and lose weight. And also, I don't think losing weight is something that you can dive headfirst in. I think you need to ease into it. I mean, it's a lifestyle change, so it's gonna be pretty drastic and you might want to take it one step at a time. But yeah, me being a jerk to you over your own personal health journey is not gonna make it any easier for you. So in this case, yeah, even though I know 2023 is the year of mean, this is the time I'm gonna be nice to you. So this brings me back to how to start losing weight. And this is a topic I have talked at length with my friend Alex, and he is also on his own personal health journey. He is my weight loss partner, and we really work together to help keep each other on track and find the best ways to lose weight, both as morbidly obese people. So these are the guidelines that we've come up with and the ones that we recommend to help get you started on losing weight. Number 1, never, and I mean never, start a New Year's resolution to lose weight. I know, you're shocked right now. I mean, what is a New Year's resolution even worth if not to lose weight? That must be 90% of them, right? We all know that gym memberships go up around the country in January. People will take up all the machines for the first few weeks, and then that mid-February month comes along and it just drops off. People join Weight Watchers, diet clubs, keto clubs, CrossFit. Never do CrossFit. I'm telling you right now, if you're obese, never do CrossFit. But we are telling you to do none of that. Winter is the worst possible time to start exercising and go on a calorie deficit. The cold weather and lack of natural vitamin D really puts you at an energy disadvantage. You will be fighting an uphill battle in this one, so what should you do instead? Number 2, start eating healthily. Before you can even start thinking about cutting calories, you need to be eating the right food first. These are multiple habits that you're going to have to develop over time, and you need to start somewhere. And you shouldn't do everything all at once. So the first thing you should really be doing is just to start eating healthy food. I've seen people try to do all of these things at once, and it's like no wonder they fail. It's really overwhelming. If you're not used to it, it's like trying to learn how to run, and the first run you go on is a marathon. So this is what you need to do instead. My friend Alex would recommend cutting polyunsaturated fats. And that's something I've really taken to heart, and I try to cut as much as I can. There's a few exceptions that I make based on my own personal opinions, but obviously the major seed oils and vegetable oils, canola oil, soybean oil, peanut oil, those things you need to absolutely cut out of your life. I mean, check the back of packages. Look for that stuff. Don't go near it. It will kill you, allegedly. But I kind of think it will. And what we subscribe to instead is to embrace saturated fats. I know, ooh, saturated fats. We've been learning about those for the last, 60 years, been told that they're evil and bad and they will kill you and give you heart disease and clogged arteries. Well, guess what? The research on that's really, really shaky. And it's kind of weird how people ate lots and lots of saturated fats prior to them being demonized, and people were pretty healthy. So beef, milk, eggs, things like that, go for it. Polyunsaturated fats have been shown to cause inflammation in the body and contribute to you gaining weight. Seriously, dig into it. Also, try to eat soy products in moderation. Eliminate them altogether if you're really sensitive to inflammation. And also, they're really estrogenic, and a lot of what we're going to be doing is eating to balance your hormones. So as I kind of listed before, the foods I recommend for this are like steak, eggs, bacon, milk, cheese even, if you're not, dairy sensitive. Yeah, all those things I told you not to eat. Eat them. And also, I'm not here about to tell you to go low carb. I think you should eat as many carbs as you want. You just have to eat the right carbs. And my second piece of advice, if you're going to start eating healthily, is to eat lots of fruit. Yes, nice sugary fruit. And make sure it's fruit that's not like caloric dense. So you want lots of melons and peaches and apples and plums and things like that. Things with lots of high water content. And yes, fruit does have a lot of carbohydrates in them, but they also have vitamin C, potassium, magnesium, antioxidants, lots and lots of vital nutrients that your body needs. And the carbohydrates in fruits will help keep you energized throughout the day. And this is the problem I have with keto. Keto sounds great with eating lots of meat and vegetables, primarily just, high protein, but you really do need that sugar. You really, especially if you're overweight. And this is what my friend Alex talks about a bunch. He talks about how, when you're morbidly obese and you just are going to be completely drained of energy, because typically you're going to have a hormonal issue. And so you're going to need lots and lots of sweet things or caffeine or any kind of stimulant to keep you going. That's part of the problem. You're just sluggish. And so if you can eat something sugary, it's going to benefit you. So why not sugar with a purpose? Make that fruit. Don't go to candy. Don't go to other things that might be bad for you, like potato chips made with soybean oil, things like that. You want to avoid that stuff. Just have some watermelon. And vegetables are okay, but you do want to make sure you're eating the right vegetables. You want to avoid green leafy vegetables. Yes, the ones they always tell you to eat, because they are full of oxalates and those will cause inflammation, especially if you don't cook them properly. And it's just kind of best to avoid them altogether if you're trying to lose weight. I mean, take it from me, I've had over 45 kidney stones or something I've had to really eliminate from my diet just for that purpose. So really the vegetables that you should be eating are vegetables that are actually fruits. So we call a lot of different fruits vegetables when they're not. So peppers, eggplants, tomatoes, squash, and cucumbers, those are all fruits. They're not vegetables. They all grew from a flower, which makes them a fruit. And those are great vegetables. So if you're just not into the whole sugary fruit thing, at least aim for those kinds of fruit vegetables. They will give you they'll still give you those essential nutrients, and they'll still give you a little bit of a sugar boost, just not to the same extent. So yeah, if you are say, for example, you're diabetic, that would be the better option. And if you are going to be eating true vegetables, I recommend root vegetables. Just make sure you cook them. You want to make sure that they're very easily digestible, and so cooking will do that. And I also should mention that those green leafy vegetables are actually really bad for your thyroid, and they can cause or contribute to hypothyroidism according to a lot of research. And I would also avoid bread, or at least eat it in moderation, just because I feel like it's very empty calorie wise. But there are some breads that are better than other breads, like a true rye bread was better. Like most rye bread's made with wheat, but if you go for a true rye bread that's only rye and it's really well made, that's like a great bread option. And when you do start this healthy eating plan, you will want to do this for at least 3 months. You'll need that 3 months to develop the habit properly, really get into the groove of things, but also gives your body time to adjust. It helps adjust your hormones, helps detox your body of all the really awful things you might have been eating before. It's just a good idea to give yourself time to adjust to this type of food. So I already told you the bad news that you shouldn't start a diet as a New Year's resolution, but you can definitely start eating this healthy food. And when you're done with that 3 months of healthy eating habits, it's spring. Number 3, after 3 months of healthy eating habits, finally start your diet in spring. So why spring? Well, the sun is shining, the days are getting longer, everything's warmer, your body's functioning better because it's warmer, it doesn't have to work as hard to keep it warm, and you're also getting more natural vitamin D. Vitamin D is a hormone and it does help with weight loss. And yeah, you can take supplements in winter, and I really do encourage that you do. It's just that nothing beats natural exposure, in my personal opinion. That isn't to say you should go out and lay in the sun for an hour. I don't want to cause you to get skin cancer. But there are some benefits to getting natural sun exposure and even indirect sun exposure. Just just going outside you're going to feel healthier and better on a spring day rather than a winter day. And if you start dieting in April, you have a good 7 to 8 months of really good seasonality to help get you started on that weight loss journey. And obviously this really only applies to people in the Northern Hemisphere. If you're in Australia or something, yeah, go ahead and start dieting in January because it's like summer there. Number 4, do not start dieting and exercising at the same time. Choose one, do it for 3 months, and then add the other. As mentioned, if you're starting a new health regime and you're doing too many things at once, it's going to overwhelm you and you're going to get off track really easily. Weight loss and health is a process, and you're going to want to introduce these things one at a time. It's just not something your body is used to at this point, so you really need to take it easy. So either start eating healthily for 3 months and then add exercise for 3 months and then start cutting calories, or start eating healthily, start cutting calories for 3 months, and then start exercising. So it's basically a 6-month process to get everything started and about 9 months to really solidify those habits. And also it's important to mention that when it comes to exercising, you really should avoid cardio and any sort of hard-hitting, HIIT type exercises. I know they will say, yeah, it's the best way to lose body fat, but it's also the best way to get yourself injured if you're morbidly obese. I mean, walking as cardio is fine. Walking is very good for you. It can even get your heart rate up a little bit. I'm just talking about don't overexert yourself. Don't get into that really, I can barely breathe heart rate area that they would typically recommend to you at a gym. Really what you should be doing is lifting weights, and this is because strength training and weightlifting are really good for burning fat, but also if you are going to be at a calorie deficit, that means you're going to be losing fat as well as muscle. And you want to make sure that you're keeping your muscle as strong as possible so you don't end up losing more muscle than fat. Not all weight is created equally. Number 5, when you do start cutting calories, make sure that you're doing it slowly. Calculate your basal metabolic rate. There's lots of calculators online. And then cut 100 to 200 calories from that. Do that for a couple weeks and then cut another 100 calories. The next week, cut another 100 calories until you get to the optimal calorie range that you want to lose weight. Over time, you'll slowly cut down what you're eating and it'll be much easier for you to adjust. I can't tell you how many times I've sought advice from doctors on how to lose weight, and they'll all say a standard 1,500 calories. You have to be eating 1,500 calories and lose weight, and it is so hard because it's just such bad advice, really. Yeah, ideally, I should be eating that little if I were close to the optimum weight. I just wanted to lose a few pounds. But it's just ridiculously difficult if you're morbidly obese. You need far more calories to function as a morbidly obese person. So your calorie range is just much different. Another thing they'll do is they'll also recommend whole grains and staying away from saturated fat. And I just, I don't know. I think I think doctors need to like upgrade the research that they're looking at because there's like just no scientific evidence that saturated fats are that bad for you. This is a whole thing we can go into about the sugar industry. Not gonna, you can look it up yourself. And when they would recommend these things to me, I mean, I was over 300 pounds. I mean, a 300-pound person should not be eating 1,500 calories a day without like some practice in getting there. So when I started actually cutting calories, I think I started at like 2,500 at first, which was only like, I mean, with my daily activity level, it was only like a 100 to 200 calorie deficit. And now, like over time, I'm finally down to that 2,000 range. And I usually get back down to 1,800. Like right now it's post holidays. So I've been having to scale myself down again. But I'm gonna get to 1,800 calories in about a couple weeks every day. And that's a good place to be. And if you are only trying to lose a little bit of weight, like never ever eat below 1,200 calories. I mean, unless you're just like a really tiny person. But that being said, cutting a significant amount of calories will make you effective at losing weight. You'll just feel like you're dying in the process. And yeah, you'll lose weight, but it won't make you effective at losing fat. Because your body can only realistically lose 2 pounds of fat per week. And so if you're cutting more calories than that fat, so if you're cutting 1,000 calories per day plus, so more than 1,000 calories per day, because you didn't calculate correctly and doctors gave you bad advice, those extra calories that you're cutting are going to come from muscle. And it's going to come from muscle from all over your body. So it could come from your heart, come from your legs, it just comes from any muscle it can take. So you really need to make sure that you're cutting calories healthily. And also it's important to mention that when you cut calories like that, it's a really big shock to your body. And I know a lot of people will try it and then they'll get these overwhelming cravings and they'll relapse and they'll just start binge eating. So that's also something to look out for. That's why you don't want to like jump into it too quickly. So I started my most recent diet 6 months ago. And as I mentioned, I lost 40 pounds. And so far I've kept it off, which is awesome. And I am continuing to lose weight. And yes, I lost that weight eating calories in the 2000s range. And, you know, I think the max I could have lost in that time was like 50, I want to say 52 pounds. So 40 is pretty good. Yeah, I mean, people are like, oh, you could have lost more. I have actually been told that before. It's a whole other story I've talked about in a different YouTube video. But, you know, no one's perfect. And getting like 80% accuracy is pretty freaking awesome. So next is number 6. Have a weight loss partner. I cannot begin to tell you how much easier it is to lose weight when you have someone losing it with you. It's really important to have someone to talk to who really understands what you're going through. So finding someone to lose weight with can be really helpful to have that extra support and can help keep you on track when things get difficult. My weight loss partner is Alex of the Graphically Alex YouTube channel, and his partnership is invaluable to me. He's the one that I talk about all the time on this channel. Number 7, don't put all your hopes and dreams on your weight loss partner. They may abandon you. Although my current weight loss partner is great, I've had many abandon me in the past. And that is they give up and they decide they don't want to diet anymore. And it just makes it really hard for you to keep going. It's just extremely demotivating. So really have a healthy perspective on this support. Have a backup plan in place. If they decide they want to stop losing weight, it has nothing to do with you. And it has nothing to do with your success. In this time, turn to a trusted like friend or family member that you can talk to help really get you through that support period until you can find another weight loss partner or support group. And lastly, number 8, weight loss doesn't happen overnight. It will probably take you 4 times as long as you think it will. I think pop culture media has really set a unrealistic expectation of how quickly someone can lose weight, but really it does take a long time. And I know that might sound discouraging, but really what it means is that, you know, you just have to start now. You have to start somewhere, start eating healthily. It's the perfect time to do it. And just get on that boat while you can. The sooner you start, the sooner you'll finish. Everyone wants a quick, easy solution, but really there is none. The best way to lose weight is slowly and healthily. So after losing 40 pounds in the past 6 months, what are my plans going forward? Well, I want to lose 100 pounds in the next year. This would make a total of 140 pounds lost. I fully believe if I stick with what I'm doing, I'll get there. And, I might be a little slower than I want. I might only lose 80 pounds. I might only lose 70 pounds. I might lose more than 100 pounds. Because, yeah, I can only technically lose 104 pounds of fat, but, the more fat I lose, the less muscle I'll actually need. And I do have a lot of muscle right now because I need all that muscle to carry the fat around. But I really encourage you to follow me on my weight loss journey, and I really encourage you to start your own if you so choose. Anyways, that's all for right now. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and comment down below. Please let me know what you'd like to see on this channel, and let me know some of the goals that you're working on. How can I best help you accomplish your goals?